Now my mission is to surprise you. Would you believe that if I said in this very regular looking, very mundane looking industrial estate right here in the middle of Kepong, we make one of the most bizarre automobiles in the world. The name might seem very familiar to you, Bufori. We've heard it in Malaysia for a long time. But bizarre because it is one of the most luxurious cars in the world that requires all the way up to 9,000 man-hours to hand-build each vehicle. Bizarre by all means and bizarre by all measures, even surpassing the likes of Rolls-Royce and Bentleys. We are here to take a very close look at the very fine art of automobile making with Bufori. Can you believe it or not, this is actually where the magic starts. I'm here at the composite and R&D section of this factory, and this is a mold. Now this is not the car itself, but the car is actually in there. Now this kind of technology normally you only find where race cars are made, because you know why? Normally if you have cars that are made using sheets of metal, the sheets are stamped. For this, we're not talking about metal. This is the stuff of dreams. This is carbon Kevlar. The black stuff is carbon, the yellow stuff is Kevlar. Now why do you want to have a weave of those two different materials? Well, think of it this way. What's the attribute of carbon? Lightness, strength, right? Okay, that's one thing. What's the attribute of Kevlar? It's super strong. It's in fact one of the strongest man-made fibers in the world. Now, what's so special about this fabric? Look, if you were to have a corner like this, yeah, for normal fabrics, you probably have to do a crease like so. Now this crease is going to give you a point of weakness. Now with this fabric, all you need to do is to just actually massage it and you will actually get a good rendition of the said corner. Hey, take a look at this. This is in fact, for the end product, well, this is just one layer, but for one of the road-going cars, you have about 5, 6, 7 layers depending on the processes and the parts in which the panels and the components are made. But hey, imagine a car made using fabric. Well, I thought I'd never see the day, but evidently here, these guys know exactly what they're doing. Now, if you have the mold for the body of the car, you have these jigs for the chassis of the car. Now, these jigs are works of science and works of mathematics wonders themselves. Now, what happens is you have the raw materials being brought in from all over, and then you get master craftsmen who will actually align those raw materials on these jigs and start welding them together to produce very, very strong chassis. Now, it's all about precision and very, very, very highly calculated mathematics, because everything here has to be in line. Everything here needs to be precise because all the chassis need to be identical. There are 3 chassis types that are being worked on here at the Bufori factory, producing 3 different cars. Now, not only that, this is not also only where they do the chassis, but this is also where they do stuff like this. This is the Brightworks. This is in fact the front part of the bumper of the La Jolla. Well, take a closer look. You don't get to see welding spots. Well, guess what? The welding is done inside. That's how much detail they put into each of the components, regardless of whether it's a small part or something that screams Bufori through and through. Now, what do you see behind me? Or in fact, what do you not see behind me? Look at this room. Everything here is scratch material. It's raw material. And from these very raw materials, these master craftsmen behind me from all over the world, as you can see behind me, they come together to produce works of art that will be touched and felt by the customers of Bufori. Now, how much attention to detail they put in? Well, take a look at this carpet, for example. This will go in Bufori Geneva. You've got lamb wool, which is really, really soft to the touch on the one side, and then you've got a very usable carpet on the other side. Why? Just in case madam wants to rub her feet after a long day in heels. This will definitely be therapeutic. But in Malaysian weather, if it rains, this is not going to soil the carpet so much. They think of everything, and everything is customizable to your liking. But then these guys, especially this one over here, he's probably going to come and say, excuse me, you might want to reconsider that because you don't want to look like Dick Dastardly in one of those cartoons. So this is what the cars look like when they're out of the mold, and this is the body shell. Now, once they're out in the air like this, then they are going to be put there. This is where the painting is done. The painting is done by a bunch of master painters who is going to give it the exact same level of attention to detail as with all the other craftsmen here. And then once the cars are painted, they come over here, which is the final point of work. This is the final fitting area. These guys are going to be working with all the electrics. The engine has already been installed. The interior is going to be installed. Everything that's going to be fitted into the car is done here by hand. Again, they don't skip on the level of attention to detail, and this is definitely where they give it not only the once over, but a couple of times over to make sure that this car is going to be perfect before they go over there for the final pre-delivery inspection to make sure that all the mechanicals are working and in tip-top condition. Now this is where I say I am well and truly envious of the guy that will be driving that beautiful red Mark III La Jolla in just a couple of days, because that gentleman over there is doing the final polishing and inspection before the delivery. Now this car is all about perfection. In fact, all cars that roll off this factory is about precision and high level of attention to quality and detail. It is not about choosing your favorite shirt to go with your favorite trousers. It's about going into that Seville Row store and making your own bespoke suit that only you and you alone will look fantastic in. Bufori.